UK taxi and private hire learning phase. Study and master 40 essential licensing conditions, passenger care, safeguarding, and city driving guidelines. Let's begin the study session. Hackney carriages, taxis, can be hailed on the street, stand on taxi ranks, or be pre-booked. Private hire vehicles, minicabs, can only be pre-booked through a licensed operator. Applying for hire without a booking is illegal. It is a criminal offence for a private hire driver to apply for hire. It voids their commercial insurance, can lead to court fines up to £2,500, and normally results in the licensing authority revoking their licence. Under the Equality Act 2010, drivers must carry guide, hearing, or other assistance dogs accompanying disabled passengers without any extra charge. Refusal is an offence unless the driver holds a valid medical exemption certificate. Drivers with a medical condition, e.g., severe asthma or dog allergy, must apply to the local licensing authority for an official exemption. If granted, they must display the yellow exemption badge on the windscreen. Under UK law, the driver is legally responsible for ensuring that all children under 14 years of age wear an appropriate seatbelt or child restraint, if available, even in taxis. Under the law, licensed taxi drivers are exempt from wearing a seatbelt while the vehicle is being used for plying for hire or carrying passengers. This exemption was introduced to protect drivers from physical assault by passengers. Licensed private hire drivers are only exempt from wearing a seatbelt when the vehicle is being used to carry fare-paying passengers. They must wear a seatbelt when driving empty, e.g., on the way to pick up a passenger. Taxis and private hire vehicles are exempt from the standard child seat rules if one is not provided. Children under 3 years old can travel unrestrained, but only on a rear seat. They must never travel in the front passenger seat. Children aged 3 or over, up to 135 centimeters tall, must use an adult seatbelt if an appropriate child seat is not available in a taxi or private hire vehicle, and they must travel on the rear seats. Drivers are required to search their vehicles for lost property after each fare. Any found items must be kept safe and reported or handed to the licensing office or police station within the local authority's time limit, usually 24 or 72 hours. The taximeter must be turned on and used for all journeys that start and end within the licensing district. Charging more than the metered fare is a serious licensing violation. A taximeter is a legal, calibrated device. If its security seal is broken, the vehicle cannot be used as a taxi. The driver must notify the council and get the meter tested and resealed immediately. Under Section 165 of the Equality Act 2010, drivers of designated wheelchair-accessible vehicles must not charge passengers extra for carrying wheelchairs or for providing physical assistance to help them board. For passenger safety, the wheelchair must be locked in place using designated floor anchors restraints, and the passenger must wear a separate vehicle-anchored seatbelt. Never use the wheelchair's own seatbelt alone. For safety, you should pull up close to the curb so passengers can board and alight on the pavement side, protected from moving traffic. Avoid stopping near hazards or where it would block junctions. Taxi and private hire drivers are in a unique position to spot signs of child sexual exploitation, CSE, and drug trafficking, county lines. Drivers should report suspicious journeys, cash payments, or distressed minors to the police. A private hire operator must record details of every booking, passenger name, pickup time, pickup location, destination, and driver vehicle allocated, before the journey commences. This ensures compliance and safety. Under deregulation laws, private hire operators in England and Wales are permitted to subcontract bookings to other licensed operators, regardless of their location, though they remain contractually responsible for the booking. Most UK licensing authorities require taxi and PHV drivers to meet the DVLA Group 2 medical standard, which involves an examination by a doctor to ensure they are fit to drive long hours in passenger transport. Drivers must immediately inform both the DVLA and their local licensing authority if they develop any medical condition that could affect their fitness to drive, e.g., heart conditions, epilepsy, diabetes, or severe vision changes. Licensing regulations require drivers to report any motoring offences, cautions, or criminal convictions to the licensing authority in writing within a strict time frame, often 7 days, to assess their fit and proper status. Licensing authorities require all taxis and PHVs to carry a compliant, serviced fire extinguisher, often a 1 kg dry powder or AFFF foam extinguisher, securely mounted within reach. To deal with minor injuries or emergencies, councils require licensed vehicles to carry a clearly marked first aid kit containing sterile dressings, bandages, safety pins, and antiseptic wipes. The official licensing plate must be securely attached to the outside of the vehicle, front and rear, or as specified by the council, at all times. Removing the plate while the vehicle holds an active license is an offence. Taxis and private hire vehicles are passenger cars and must comply with the standard UK legal limit of 1.6 mm tyre tread depth. Driving with bald tyres carries a penalty of up to £2,500 and 3 points per tyre. Taxi and PHV drivers must not park, stand, or wait at bus stops marked with a yellow or red cage on the road. This blocks public buses and is a traffic offence. In cities like London, licensed taxis and PHVs are generally allowed to stop on single or double red lines only for the time required to pick up or set down a passenger. The driver must not wait or leave the car. While licensed hackney carriages, taxis, are allowed in most UK bus lanes to assist passenger travel, private hire vehicles, minicabs, are usually prohibited from entering them unless local signage explicitly permits them. The default speed limit on roads with streetlights in built-up areas is 30 miles per hour. However, many urban centres and residential areas in the UK are increasingly implementing 20 miles per hour limits to protect pedestrians. Once a hackney carriage is standing on a rank or hailed on the street, The driver is legally bound to accept a passenger for any journey within the licensing district, unless they have a reasonable excuse, e.g., passenger is aggressive, soiled, or carrying a dangerous item. Private hire drivers work under bookings made through an operator. A driver can refuse a passenger if they have safety concerns, e.g., passenger is heavily intoxicated, abusive, or violent, but must immediately report this to their operator. Legally, a driver must take the most direct route, the shortest route, unless the passenger requests a different route. Intentionally taking a longer route to inflate a metered fare or booking charge is fraud. Drivers are issued a license badge by the council. The law requires them to wear or display this badge at all times while working, so passengers can verify their identity and check that they are licensed. A licensed vehicle must never carry more passengers than the limit shown on its license plate, usually 4 for a standard saloon, or more for multipurpose vehicles. Overloading is illegal and voids insurance. Under smoke-free laws in the UK, it is a criminal offence to smoke or vape inside any licensed passenger carriage at any time. This applies to both drivers, off-duty or on duty, and passengers. Warning signs must be displayed. Licensing conditions state that a driver must be polite, behave in a civil and orderly manner, maintain clean personal hygiene, and help passengers with luggage, wheelchairs, or boarding. Most councils set a maximum soilage charge that taxi drivers are legally allowed to demand from a passenger to cover the cost of professional cleaning and loss of earnings if the vehicle is soiled. In-vehicle CCTV must comply with GDPR and the Data Protection Act. The operator or driver must register with the ICO, display warning decals, and ensure that data is encrypted and only accessed for legal investigations. Authorized council licensing officers and police officers have the legal power to inspect licensed vehicles, examine driver credentials, and issue suspensions if safety standards are not met. A private hire driver is only legally exempt from wearing a seatbelt when carrying passengers. When driving empty, they are subject to the same seatbelt laws as private motorists and can be fined if they do not wear one. Study session complete. You have completed the learning phase for taxi and private